Oh, come on. Don't lose him. Oh.
Yeah! Oh, no!
I got him.
Oh, shit. Welcome to another update from Elixir's voyage around the world. My name's Max, and I'm very nearly halfway through this circumnavigation on board Elixir, a 1970s Swan 37. The goal of this voyage has always been to share the sailing lifestyle with as many people as possible, and so far over 50 different people from 15 different countries have sailed on Elixir since we left the UK 4 years ago. And you've joined us at a very exciting time as we're just about to leave on one of the most challenging sails yet, from the Kingdom of Tonga in the South Pacific to the North Island of New Zealand, over 1,000 miles away. There's no other landmass on the way, however there is one very unique anchorage completely isolated in the middle of the ocean. It's probably the most surreal place I've ever been with Elixir, and whilst we were there we stumbled upon something that was very surprising. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, join the Patreon for extra content and to have the opportunity to sail on board Elixir. We're expecting this sail to New Zealand to be a bit more wet and cold than what we're used to. We don't have great wet weather gear on board Elixir. All my wet weather gear leaks, and these guys have some waterproofs, but it's not really up to the job of sailing. So we've decided to improvise and create this. It's a poncho out of a sail bag.
Hello there.
What do you think about this garment?
It's so snazzy.
You look like you're in the wrong century.
We need to we're just gonna have to fix the back of the head, I think.
She looks like a character from Lord of the Rings.
I think it's so good. And then look, if you get a bit windy and wet, you just... the rain... Maybe we need to do a test run with a...
Yeah, let's see what Gary thinks. Let's see what Gary thinks. Hey, what do you think of our new creation?
Let's see it. Amazing! You look like you belong in a cornfield, though. You look like a scarecrow.
I think it's so good.
I think that'll work.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. We just need to put the sleeves on and then sew it all together.
Yeah, we're going to put some sleeves on. So wait, just like...
You'll be dry and fashionable.
Exactly. My hood.
It's a few days before we're planning on leaving to sail from Tonga to New Zealand, and we're just preparing Elixir for like potentially 8 or 9 days of cold weather. And basically these are all the clothes. These clothes I haven't worn since we left the UK 3 years ago. Because when we left the UK 3 years ago, it was very cold. It was the middle of winter. Not the best time to sail across the Bay of Biscay. But anyway, since then, we've been sailing in the tropics, so these clothes have just been stashed away. And Soph is very kindly...
Yeah, I get the fun job.
Cleaning all the mould off
Yeah.
the sleeping bags and the blankets that have been stowed away on Elixir for years. This nice warm blanket, which we haven't seen in a while. Sleeping bags, which we literally haven't used since probably the Canary Islands. So it's looking like we're going to be leaving for New Zealand in a few days. The wind looks doable. There's a bit of a storm down there at the moment, but I think we're going to miss it, getting everything ready. We're expecting it to be quite a wet passage. There's a few leaks that have been popping up on Elixir. We opened up this tube of Sikaflex and we're just going around filling up all of the potential leaks and just trying to get the boat as sealed as possible. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect. I'm definitely expecting waves to be breaking over the deck, so I'm just going to try and make everything as dry as we can. And then once you're done with the Sikaflex, a good little trick to keep it for next time, put a screw into the top here. So when you pull it out, you should pull out the little bit of dry Sikaflex at the top and you'll be able to use it again. You can even tape the top just to stay extra clean. It's looking really good. You've done a great job. How do you feel in there?
I'm sexy as Look at how it goes out though, it's just like a little pettiscope. You look like little baby.
Some sleeves and you'll be sorted.
Look how big the head is. Yeah, I know.
We've got the mainsail up and we're ready to leave Tonga. We're going to sail the last part of this voyage across the Pacific. It's 1,000 miles to New Zealand. Probably going to be the wettest and windiest part of this trip. We're not really sure what to expect and it's a bit too long to get a good weather forecast. There is one anchorage that we can pull in on the way, offshore reef. called Minerva Reef. It's basically just like a circle of reef, with a little pass, and you can go in and you're protected from the swell, so that would be quite an interesting spot, and that's where we're going to head first. Yeah, looking forward to another passage. Fingers crossed we're not going to get slapped by one of these low pressure systems that keeps on moving across the north of New Zealand, but if we get a good weather information, we should be able to prevent that. How do you feel about sailing to New Zealand?
I think we're feeling good. I think just fingers crossed for a good... Max, I can't do this. This is so hard. No, I think it's going to be really good. I think we just need to avoid the low pressures. Fingers crossed the wind is good. Smooth sailing, not too heavy seas, but we've got a good team around us. All the boats in this anchorage have just sort of set off, and hopefully we're going to catch up, have a little bit of a party in Minerva, and then yeah, woohoo, let's go.
Are you excited to wear your poncho?
So excited to wear my poncho. I think that's going to be 10 out of 10. Best foul weather gear. Maybe this is the beginning of the company.
Maybe.
We should set up untied foul weather sail company.
This is prototype number 1.
How do you feel about sailing to New Zealand?
Thrilled. Cannot wait to get absolutely drenched in the freezing cold weather.
So this was it, the end of Elixir's season in the South Pacific. We pulled up the anchor for the last time and sailed away from the golden sand, palm trees and turquoise water, which was pretty much all we'd seen over the last 8 months. The sail from Tonga to New Zealand isn't quite as straightforward, as we would be leaving the trade winds where the wind blows with almost the same strength from the same direction every day, and into a region called the Horse Latitudes. This area is dominated by high and low pressure systems, meaning that there's either no wind or a lot of wind, which can make sailing to New Zealand a bit more complicated than any of the other legs of the Pacific crossing. We're also going to be heading south into the southern hemisphere spring, and we were expecting the temperature to drop a lot. And this was even noticeable during the start of the passage, and it seemed like each day we added another layer. About 2.5 days after leaving Tonga, we arrived at Minerva Reef. This anchorage is so surreal, as it's literally hundreds of miles away from anything, and it's a submerged atoll, which means there is a very shallow circular reef forming a protected lagoon on the inside. However, it's almost entirely submerged, which means it's very difficult to spot, and the only signs of its presence are breaking waves and the masts of any boats anchored on the inside. There is a small navigable pass which yachts can enter, and it's a popular stop-off for boats on their way to New Zealand, as you can rest and wait for the perfect weather window before setting off on the final 800-mile hop. Although there is no shelter from the wind, the barrier reef offers just enough protection from the swell to make this anchorage comfortable. It felt like an incredibly wild place, and we were very excited to see what it looked like underwater. So we're at anchor in Minerva Reef. Basically, this is just an anchorage surrounded by reef. There's no real land. There's a few little rocks like sticking out here and there. So we're gonna go and head over in the dinghy and do a bit of free diving. The water's incredibly clear. And apparently there's a lot of lobsters around here. So we're gonna go and see if that's true. And hopefully catch some dinner in Pippi.
This is so fun. Okay, on today's episode of Untied, we're finding Thai sharks.
So you've got an extra crew member. She's from Denmark, but she sounds Australian for some reason. And yeah, we're currently trying not to sink Pippi in all this swell.
Pippi's doing a great job at staying afloat.
A little bit of water in the back.
Yeah. We had a bit of a rough start, but we're cruising now.
Jump, 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 jump.
Do you like the backwards one? Oh, alright.
Apparently, a few years ago at this reef, a sailor was bitten by a tiger shark, and there's a 12-foot long one that lives in the lagoon here. So Anna's job is to keep an eye out for sharks. As you can see, there's some very big waves breaking on the outside of the reef here. But here inside the lagoon is actually super protected. Whoa! It's so clear. One of the main reasons we wanted to stop off at Minerva Reef was to spend some time underwater. As it's so far away from any civilization, it has been largely untouched by commercial fishing. Inside the lagoon, the water clarity is incredible and there are fish everywhere. We noticed straight away how they swim right up to you. It's almost like they're curious and they've never seen humans before. The outside of the reef is home to some of the healthiest corals we've seen so far, and the bottom drops very quickly into deep water. It's obviously an incredible diving location, but because of its remoteness, it's almost impossible to get there unless you have your own boat.
We expected to see a few other yachts out there, however we were very surprised to find an active community of sailors with a jam-packed social agenda, and even though there was a lack of land, it seemed like there were more than enough events for us to fill our time.
Good evening, everybody. This is Minerva Radio. How are you doing today? I'm feeling really good. We had a beautiful morning. I almost forgot. A beautiful morning. Almost everybody was there for the walk. The potluck starts at 4 o'clock. Please bring all your plates, cutlery, cups, very important food, but most important, some nice drinks for yourself and to share. Everything about the disco I will share later during the potluck. That's the disco for tonight. Tomorrow is a rest day. There's nothing on the planning. Tuesday there might be a tour to the southern part of the northern Minerva Reef to have a walk and stretching our legs. This was Minerva Reef Radio already. Thank you very much for listening. It's sponsored by Blue Barrel Sailing.
Okay, so we just took the dinghy over to this bit of flat reef and we've come looking for lobsters, as you can see, and they live under the rocks, and you just walk out to the rocks at low tide, and we already found our first victim.
Oh my god, that is so
Yeah, we're going for only the male lobsters of a decent size. No female lobsters. Apparently you can tell the female ones because they've got a cross on their tail. Okay, so no lobsters under that one, just a eel. Alright, so this rock is loaded with lobsters. Let me show you.
Now we're talking.
Dude. Yeah. Atta boy.
We found that the best technique is to have someone on one side of the rock poking the lobsters out with a spear, and then someone on the other side wearing gloves, and they basically have to grab it as it swims out. And you have to be really quick and get a good grip on them because they're surprisingly strong. It seems to be going pretty well. We've got 6 so far. We want to get to 12 so that we can have everyone down round for dinner tonight and everyone gets their own lobster. So this must be the highest point on Minerva Reef. You can see there's the anchorage over there. There's literally no land here apart from the odd scattering of boulders at low tide. And about 800 miles in that direction is New Zealand, our next port of call. What can you see down there?
There's a behemoth. All in my net, dude. Big old lobster.
Pretty much every rock that we look under, this is what we see.
I got him.
Yeah.
Look, there's so many more in here.
He's got full merman. He's just
What's he doing?
Dude, nice. Yay, doggy.
So the bucket's full. Time to go, I think.
oh, he's a feisty one, this one.
Sorry, bud. This is ridiculous. Oh, okay.
Alright.
Get out of
This is
here.
the best day of my life.
Let's get out of here,
So
dude.
awesome.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14.
He's the best one.
Oh my god. That thing's huge. This is the one we wrestled.
No, they're missing a leg. A few
Dude.
legs.
I mean.
So can you please hold this?
Yeah.
No, I can't see what I'm recording. Naked. We have a naked addict. Oh, don't record.
Dude, is that f***ing behemoth still in there?
I think it's at the bottom, isn't it?
Huh?
There he is.
Which is the biggest?
Can you talk us through this production chain?
Yes. First you grab him,
Is this one?
take the tail, and you just twist it. You got it like this.
They move at all, just don't.
Twist it,
I think this one is
and there you go.
If you see a
There's all the meat.
they did. That
At
one.
least everything that you're going to want to eat.
Just
To get the intestine out,
Pass it that way to
you actually take one of their
every time you put
antennas,
I
you
actually
feed it
do
in
that right now.
like this, and it goes all the way in, and then you pull it out backwards,
Wow.
and there's
Little trick.
that,
Say well.
and then they just get cleaned, just like that.
There's big chunky legs coming off too.
Chunky legs.
So kind of like
All the boats at Anchorage Minerva, all boats at Anchorage Minerva. This is Minerva Radio, this is Minerva Radio. There's Minerva Radio on channel 17 in 2 minutes. Minerva Radio on channel 17 in 2 minutes. Good morning everybody! How was your day? Did you also have a beautiful rest day? First a recap on yesterday. We had a really nice potluck. For me it was the best potluck I ever had, with 38 people on one cat podium. Really thanks again. Did you know that we have a musician in the Anchorage? And Benji, could you please come in?
Benji! Get the flute out!
Well, guys, how's it going? I can take you. This is Minerva Radio, Benji. Nice that you're coming in. Many thanks for your amazing your music yesterday.
Quite effective, really, isn't it? Sophie is working as really hard. It was insanely hard.
She's the hardest
Holding that bowl like there's no tomorrow.
Wow. What's the plan, chef?
The plan is to make a butter dressing with garlic and lemon and salt and pepper, and put them in the oven and roast them up.
That sounds delicious. So here we have the final creation. We have our fresh lobster and some rice.
Thanks for watching another update from Elixir's voyage around the world. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you thought about the episode in the comments. Join the Patreon for crewing opportunities on board Elixir, as well as to have access to exclusive content like my monthly newsletter, the Elixir Express. And check out our online store for untagged t-shirts. And in the next video, we're going to be finishing off our Pacific crossing by sailing 800 miles from Minerva Reef to New Zealand and reaching the halfway point of Elixir's circumnavigation. See you in the next video.